Well, hello there, Tankers of the Blitz universe. I'm Flossie, and this right here is the Lion, the brand new Christmas vehicle that you all can technically buy if you have enough money. So, breaking on into the event really quick before I break into the tank stats and show some gameplay. Here, of course, is the Snow Globe event. This is nothing really new, but what makes this tank extra expensive is the fact that these gold boxes right here, normally in other Christmas events, would be 1,500 gold. But in this event here, after you buy a certain amount of them, the price increases and it goes all the way up to 3,000 gold, which is double the price of what they used to be. Meaning that this tank is basically double the price of what it would have been if it was another Christmas event a couple years ago, which is absolutely ridiculous. This tank is so very expensive. But how is it? How does it play? And is it any good? That is what I'll be finding out in today's video, and I will be breaking into the stats to start things off. Starting off with the gun, it deals 340 damage on its standard shells, 290 on the premium, and 430 on the HE. This is, of course, an auto-reloading gun with a reserve shell. So the first shell is 16 seconds of reload, so you basically never want to fire the first shell ever. And you basically just want to stick to your 2 shots. So think of this tank as a Rhino kind of thing, where it only has 2 shots, and only use the reserve shell when you need to, kind of like a Caro. So, that's that, and in terms of its penetration, has 261 standard pen, 339 heat, and 66 HE pen. So, average penetration for a tier 10 medium. You have 8 degrees of gun depression, which means this tank is very flexible. You have very, very, very nice accuracy. This tank has 3 seconds of aim time with a dispersion of 0.317. I'm using V-stabs. If you want to get that dispersion down even more, you can obviously use a refined gun, but honestly, the gun's very, very accurate. You're not really going to have too many troll bounces or misses in this vehicle. In terms of your mobility, you go 52 forward and 21 in reverse. So minus that fantastic reverse speed, the mobility is pretty average for a tier 10 medium. And honestly, the power to weight can be a little bit sluggish when you're trying to get up to your top speed. So let's break on into the consumables next. This tank has tungsten shells. Yes, you heard that right. So not only do you have very good alpha damage to begin with, adding tungsten means that this thing probably has around 390 alpha damage. Yeah, and that's more than what a Caro has, which is absolutely insane. So this thing dishes out damage like no one's business. And with that, let's get on into some live gameplay to really just showcase and talk more about its playstyle. Here we are on Castilla for our first battle. And one other thing about the Lion is the armor profile, which I have not gone over yet, but I'm going to go over it very quickly because this tank doesn't have much armor. What's very strange about this tank is it's basically playing opposite day with you. And what I mean by that is when you are looking at the turret armor of this tank, most tanks have turret cheek weak spots beside the gun, and then the gun mantlet is very strong. On this tank, it's the complete opposite. The sides of the turret are the strongest part, and the gun mantlet is the weakest part. So good luck getting bounces when you're playing even hull down. Basically, think of this tank as kind of a Leopard 1-ish armor profile. It's a little bit stronger, but don't rely on it at all. You really want to rely on that auto-reloading gun to dish out tons of damage, and you want to make sure you have either team support or cover or both when you are playing this tank, because you will get absolutely destroyed if you overextend in it. So obviously we're on Castilla, so we're going to make our way towards medium side here. Our T92E1 is just, he's a goner, bro. I don't even know what happened to him. He's a dead already, and it looks like I do have a little bit of team support right here. So I'm going to pop my tungsten shells, and we're going to shoot at this leopard who somehow went unspotted. And yeah, you can see here, I'm not going to be using my last shell. The thing with this tank is you gain DPM when you shoot your shells and then use it as a single shot, which is actually really, really unique. And this thing has 2,900 DPM, which is insane for an auto-reloading gun, which actually means it's pretty much the highest auto-reloading gun in terms of DPM in tier 10. So you have a lot of DPM going for you, and especially with a dangerous clip, it makes for a super dangerous combo on the battlefield. Now, I'm looking at this enemy team here, and oh my gosh, never mind. I was going to be like, well, I can probably push medium side, but I guess not. We have a 50B in front of us now, and he's going to be a real pain in the ass, so I'm going to try to clip him out a little bit here. We're going to obviously wait until my clip is fully reloaded, and now we are going to shoot 2 shells into this 50B and then back into cover. The nice thing about auto reloaders is you don't really have to continuously shoot to get your max amount of DPM out. You can always wait for your shells to reload and then dump them again once they're all reloaded, or you can shoot them as single shot. You have so many different ways you can play this tank, and there are so many different effective play styles that make this tank work really well. So obviously you can see here I'm playing more so like a auto loader, where I'm reloading all of my shells and then shooting the clip as if it only had a clip to it. But again, I'll showcase a different playstyle to it hopefully next game when I can shoot it more single shot all game. But yeah, either way, you have lots of DPM going for you. I think the E100 just shot, so I'm going to kind of rush his rear, and we will use our tungsten shells, dealing a ton of damage to this guy. Look at our rolls, bro. We're already at 3,000 damage. And in 2 more seconds, I will have the kill on this guy right here. There we go, picking him up. And I'm not going to worry about the base cap. I'm going to try and get into the fight to get some more damage out if I can. And here's the Yag. I wonder if I can get a shell into him. Come on. Nice, dude. We got 100 damage into that guy. I don't know if we're going to get any more out, bro. This team is just absolutely steamrolling the crap out of the enemy team right now, and that object is probably going to get nuked before I can get over there. So, unfortunately, we weren't able to get any more damage out, but you can see, even in a steamroll battle like this, where we didn't really have much time to do any damage, we still got over 3,000 damage, and that's where the DPM and clip together really comes into play. It's absolutely fantastic, and honestly, this tank just feels so nice to play. For those reasons. Actually, we still got 3,400 out, so not as bad as I thought. And let's get on into game number 2 and see if we can continue this streak. And here we are on Ghost Factory for game number 2. We will see what we can do in this battle. I'm hoping I get the good spawn, which means we get the spawn that you have to go underneath the bridge. I don't like the other spawn at all, but we'll see what we get. And up against us, we have a Caro, 4005, 183, E4, 121. That's a lot of deadly tanks. Oh, we got the bad spawn. Oh, boy. Well, hopefully my team goes the right direction and we don't go down like this mouse is going to be doing. Okay, anyways, I'm going to have to keep my eye on this team because I do not want to go alone by myself. Even though this tank has lots of DPM, again, your armor profile is going to literally destroy itself if you get caught out in the open against multiple vehicles. So yeah, you have to be really careful of that, and honestly, the mobility, although it's nice, it's not enough to really outrun a lot of medium and light tanks at this tier, so you have to be really, really careful again. This tank is definitely not for newer players. However, if you are a more experienced player, it is so much fun when the gun actually works, when it doesn't miss its shots, which, honestly, that was just unlucky. This gun is very accurate for what it is, and now I just need to be careful here, though. They have an AMX in front of me. Their 4005's flanking for some reason, which is very odd. I don't really know what to say about that. I'm going to keep my eye on this AMX, though. We'll see. Maybe I can get a shell into his lower plate or not. Okay, well. Anyways, that's really sad. I don't know what our grill was doing, to be honest. And now I kind of feel like I should probably back off of this situation, to be honest. Like, I can't really push an AMX. I can't push a WZ-121. But what I can do is I can go back into our spawn and kind of deal with the E100 and the 4005 who were on our side, because those guys are more squishy, and I have a way better opportunity to get damage out into them. For some reason, the 4005 has now just started tunneling me, which is, you know, that's cool, bro. Anyways, we were able to get 2 shells back into him. He's now a 1 clip to us, just using 2 of our shells. I don't really know what the C100 is doing, but we're going to fire a single shot at this guy, because right now we are able to get shells into him, so there's no point in holding my shots for no reason. So now that the E100 is kind of looking at us, this is actually probably the worst team I have ever had. Look at our mouse, bro. He's just camping in spawn. This is going to be a 100% loss right here. There's no shot we win this game. So I'm going to try my best to kill off these players, but yeah, chances are we are not going to be doing too much this game. We are already down 3 tanks, and again, we have all of our heavies just camping in spawn, which is a classic NA moment right there. So we will see what we can do. I'm going to track this guy. Unfortunately, I didn't reload my first shell. I didn't mean to shoot that early, but oh well. You can see we still have nice enough DPM to where it's all right. And yeah, we're going to keep moving on over to where the C100 is. Our TVP is probably going to get nuked by this guy, and he's probably going to die because he is a one-shot. We'll see what happens, though. Oh, I guess not. Maybe the E100's not even looking at him. Okay, well, there we go. We're able to get 1 shot into the E100, 2 shots, and now I'm going to reload. Again, this team is such an L that I am just going to be focusing on farming damage this game. Wow, bro. Group group just wants to shoot me, bro. Whatever. There goes our TVP. I am obviously going to try and clear the E100 so I don't have to deal with him later. And now I'm going to try to reload my shells here. Hopefully I can get 1 into group. There we go. We're at 3,300 damage. So even with this horrible situation, you can see obviously I didn't want to be the first target. So I obviously stayed back past my team and farmed up the damage while I could, because yeah, this was just going to be an L either way. My team was awful and we got a bad spawn on this map, so unfortunate stuff there. But even in that bad situation, the Lion still was able to get out 3,600 damage and 3 kills, so I will take it, honestly. Yeah, pretty good result for the situation we were given. So let's get into game number 3 and see if we can actually get a win for our final battle. And here we are on Desert Sands, and up against us we have a Murat 4202 E50M. That's a lot of medium tanks, and those are very deadly medium tanks as well. I, of course, have a Sheridan to help me out, and a T-54, but, yeah, that's not very good. They have 3 Tier 10 mediums, and I have myself a Tier 10 light and a Tier 9 medium. So you can see we are basically at a medium disadvantage, so I'm not going to be surprised if we actually just lose this game, because yeah, that's very unfortunate. Maybe our teammates are going to help us over here, but yeah, this is going to be very sus if that doesn't happen. So hopefully we can at least spot up what the mediums are planning on doing, which seems to be pushing the corner. So I'm going to move up a little bit. At the moment, it looks like our heavies are going medium side for some reason, which is, I mean, okay for us, but honestly, that's very weird. That's not normal. But we're going to see if we can shoot this E50 at all. There we go. We get 1 nice turret shot into him right there. The Murat is, of course, poking, and we get 1 shell into him as well. Our T-54 has bled a little bit of health, but it's not too bad so far. So I'm going to keep holding this, and it looks like our Sheridan is going to go for a flanking maneuver, which is very interesting indeed. And he's actually going to get a juicer into the Murat right there, so that's very good indeed. And now I'm going to shoot at this 4202. We get a nice shot into him. And at this point, again, I'm just basically using this tank like an auto loader, because what's the point in continuously trying to go for crazy shots and dumping my shells when I don't need to? So obviously I'm just going to reload all my shells. And now we're going to push up on this E50M. I technically could have used my tungsten shells, but I kind of forgot it existed. And on a tank like this, I find that happens a lot for me, at least, is I just forget this thing has tungsten, because it's not normal that an auto-reloading medium has tungsten shells. So, unfortunately, my teammate K91 just blocks my shot there, and, well, at least he kills him, so that's good. But that's not what I'm concerned about anymore. We're going to go for the TL7 next. Hopefully we can get a couple of juicers into him before he does get finished off by the 263. Aim on his hatch there, and because of the nice accuracy, we should be able to pen both shots reliably. There we go, he's dead already, and we're at 2,200 damage so far. There's an Emil 2 in front of me now. I'm not too worried about him, and I'm going to pop my tungsten for this player here, and we're going to get 2 extra juicy juicers into his tank. 1, 385, very nice. And, of course, number 2 for 400 damage. Very nice stuff right there. Email 2 is going to ignore us, and he's going to die. So that's the end of that guy. And now all that's left is, of course, the VZ, E4, and Murat. So I have to be careful about this E4. I don't know if Bro's going to just YOLO over and try and kill me, but that's not going to work. So good luck with that, buddy. Anyways, we're going to try and go for this VZ's hatch. Too bad I missed it, but it's alright. The Murat is still holding his shots. I don't know if he's trying to shoot me specifically, but that's a little bit of an L right there. We're going to go for this VZ, though, because he does have a lot of health, and hopefully I can get 2 shells into him before my teammates block my shots. There we go. Thank you, K91. You are doing a fantastic job of blocking every shot possible. And now all that's left is the Murat, so hopefully we can get a shot into him, finishing him off, but looks like my IS-7 is going to do that anyways. So that was a very steamroll-y game. Nothing too impressive there, but we still were able to get out a decent amount of damage, kind of like the first game, even though the game ended so fast. Because we were able to use A, our clip, and B, the nice DPM with the single shot, it really helped us out a lot in that game, and we were able to do 3,750 damage right there. Unfortunately, not an ace, but that's okay. So there you go, guys. That's the Lion. The main problem is its price. Everything else about the tank is really, really good. Obviously, the armor profile means that this tank is not for beginners, but I still think it's a very, very, very fun addition for anyone who wants a more unique medium tank playstyle, but maybe wait until it comes out into the store next year for a cheaper price. Anyways, for any of you out there who are not yet subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend you do so, as it's a fantastic way to support content like this and stay up to date when I post videos almost daily. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.